Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Here we are back at our house at the stables with Colin and Barbara. And I don't really know what we're going to do today, but we just pay our respects here. Just bow our heads in silence for a few seconds. And just cry a little bit. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to talk about, I don't know, let's talk about summer holidays. We'll talk about holidays. Actually, I'm going to talk about my trip to South Africa. You may be thinking, you went to South Africa? I sure did. I went with all my buddies in 2009. I was in year 9. Went along with a school for a rugby tour because I like rugby. Don't love rugby, I like rugby. I'm going to brew up a few speed potions as well. And so we went to South Africa because South Africa is a very strong rugby country. They really love rugby there. They're not the richest of countries, and that is shown. If you ever go there, you see such a divide in like money that they have. You see either rich or poor. That's basically it. You either have everything or you have nothing. It's kind of extreme. But we went there in 2009 and have the sugar. So to play rugby, and it was great. I went there for 3 weeks. It was the best thing I've ever done with all my friends. We got to go. We flew over there. It's like a 12-hour flight to South Africa. We landed in Plettenberg Bay. No, not Plettenberg Bay. Johannesburg. That was it. Johannesburg. We flew across to East London. East London was our first stop. It's on, of course, the east of South Africa. Why am I getting that? Give me that. Give me that. That's what I want. Redstone makes it last longer. And so we stayed there in a nice hotel. There was a pizza place right next door and it was really great. We just went there every day for food, and they were all wearing their coats because it was winter, and we were there in vests and shorts and flip-flops like it was summer to us, because we hadn't seen a summer since like 2004 probably, something crazy like that, because we never have summers here. Like this year we have a summer. I'm going to say that we have a summer. Let's get our speed potions. We have a summer this year, which is very unlike England. We never have summers. So we went there. I don't think we played a game in East London, but we stayed there for about 3-4 nights. We moved on then. We kept moving around the coast playing rugby. Each game we failed, we lost, and we weren't progressing, and it just wasn't good enough. Everything was bad. Apart from us being there, it was a great time and I loved it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Each game we lost all games and drew one. There are 3-4 games, I think. I'd never played rugby before. Let me point that one out. I'd never really played rugby before. I watched rugby. I knew the basic rules of rugby. So I decided that I really wanted to go on this trip because my brother was going and it would be really good, or my friends were going and it was going to be the best thing ever. So I decided that I was going to pretend to know rugby, that I knew how to play. So I just blagged it. I just said, yeah, I know how to play. Rugby's great, right? And then said I was going to be a winger. A winger basically does nothing except stand there and make tackles if somebody comes towards him. Which I did. I did that, kind of. And so I carried on and we went there and it was amazing. We lost every match. Not because of me, I only played for like 5 minutes. Because they just knew I didn't know rugby. They still let me go. And this was a serious tour. We had a guy called Fergie who now coaches the England women's team. Like the proper England women's team. He was our coach, and he was great. And we had our PE teacher who was a massive rugby fan, who organised the tour, who played for like Scotland and South Africa and England, because that happens apparently, and I still don't believe any word he says. Although he apparently has a helicopter because he's still so rich from playing rugby. Yeah, apparently that's true. And so we kept moving around the place on the coast. It was great fun until, of course, we came to a school. And of course you may be thinking, well, it's summer, they're not going to be at school. Of course they're not going to be at school. No one's there. I'm air quotationing right now. No one's there. But we stayed there, and we were in groups of 4 or 5, staying in each room. The food there was god awful. It was horrible stuff. It was rice and beans, and I don't mean to be spoiled or anything, but it was like wasn't even like moist. It was all extremely dry and kind of disgusting. But hey ho, I got on with it. I ate my food and I smiled and said, yay, lovely, lovely, num num num, and happy days. And so we were there, and one night we came back from wherever the hell we'd been. We were out on the bus, so I presume we were at the beach for the day. So we come back and la-di-da, doobly-doo. Oh wait, my door's been broken down. My door hadn't, but everyone else's had. We put a padlock on ours. That's how much trust we had in the fact of no one's there, that they said. We still put a padlock on our door. And this was enough to deter them never to break into my room and steal all of my expensive items, to which they did everyone else. More so than one of my best friends who sadly had his entire suitcase raided and stolen. He had his iPod stolen, his camera, all of his clothes, except for the ones on his back and a few spare ones. So it was a hard time for him, to be fair. But he just smiled and got on with it, and I was really impressed by that. And I just thought, wow, he was very strong. I would be absolutely distraught and terrified and all other things right now. But he was just like, yeah, I'll just get on with it. But yeah, that's cool. It's a really cool way of handling it. Not the way I would have, but there you go. I'm not him. So we got broken into, and everyone had their stuff stolen, and apparently the insurance was going to cover it, which I'm not sure if it did or not. But oh well. It was still fun. We were all still laughing and smiling and going howdy howdy ha, all that fun stuff. Let's throw some snowballs. I'm just collecting stuff today. I'm just getting a load of wood. Need some wood. Always need wood. I never seem to have enough of this damn stuff, so I'll just thought I'd cut some down. And so we kept on going round, and we turned up at this what's called a shanty town, otherwise known as a favela, or slum, which for a more despicable word for it. And all the people there welcomed us with open arms, and we brought them gifts, which we weren't allowed to give them because apparently that would make them hostile and attack, because, you know, they're not human. Very strange way of thinking about it, is how I thought anyway. There's all my ice ender. I've only got 4 of the damn things. It's night time, let's go to sleep. And so we gave them stuff still. They told us not to, but we still did. We gave them a load of bouncy balls and all that jazz, and you know, because every kid needs a bouncy ball. And so there we go. We were at this place, and it was all great. And then we went into this man's little house, which was nothing more than a load of wood that could have easily been broken down or just pushed over. And he made proper, I will say this, it was art. What he made was art. It was amazing. He basically got sand and dyes. He dyed the sand, put glue onto this paper, and poured out the different colours of sand, and then cut into it with like he just like cut away at the sand, just brushing it away, and it was really great. and I bought one. Everyone bought one. We all paid lots of money for it because one, it was really good stuff, and two, we thought that we didn't really know the currency because they have this thing called rand. Rand is ridiculous. I took about £300 worth, so it's £100 a week, and first thing I bought there was a Subway in the airport, and I tipped about twice as much as I paid for the actual sandwich, and I didn't realise until I'd left. I wasn't going to take it back, there's no point, because frankly it was a great sandwich and I was really I loved it. I love Subway. Subway's like the best place ever, even though most of my friends will tell you it's not. I love the place beyond belief. It's ridiculous how much I love it. I don't know where to mine. In fact, I'm not going to mine here. I'm going to mine over at the other one, my proper mine. There's steak in here. Right. Carrying on, leaving these guys. Very noisy. And it was crazy, and I just bought this sandwich and I paid twice as much for it, and I didn't need to, and I've got my hand off my mouse, which is why I'm not moving around, because I'm resting my head on my hand. But here we go, let's move a little bit. I've got a new desk today. I say new. There was one my dad had, who no longer wants it, so I've got it. So I've upgraded, I say, and it's much bigger, and I like it. There's more space for me, because I'm selfish like that. So, what was I talking about? It was the paintings. And then once we bought the paintings, la-di-da, he came and met us at the hotel and gave us our paintings because they took a few days to make. Mine was a Springbok in Springbok colours, because the South Africa team, rugby team, is the Springboks. And I thought that was a really good way of remembering my tour there. I met the Springboks, actually, the whole team. We saw them training. And it was very good, it was very fun, and I got bored very quickly because I didn't understand rugby, and I didn't understand the importance of who they were. There's a spider there. Anyway, moving on. Load, would you? Load! Yeah, so when I was there, in a shanty town as well, we went into some lady's house, which sounds really weird, but it's not. Let me explain myself. It was a restaurant, I'm air quotating again. It was a cafe place where she gave us food and we smiled politely and said, lovely. Food there, I can't remember it. Genuinely can't. Can't remember any of the food that she gave us, if it was any good or what have you. But I ate it and it was really good. The one thing I remember her saying was that she was taking the mick out of English people who call it dinner time or tea time, and she just went, "It's tea time," and we all laughed our asses off because that was just hysterically funny and mildly racist. Her whole rant was, but you know, we weren't to know any better or worse or what have you. So we just smiled and ate our food and carried on. And yeah, we left there, and I was shocked really at how happy they were. That sounds really nasty, but I realised how selfish I was. I was a very selfish person before I left. I probably still am in terms of them, how they just didn't ask for anything, but they just got on with it. And so, I was pretty impressed with that. Oh god, I forgot how powerful this damn thing is. Let's put a torch down. It's my last torch. Great. And then we carried on, we kept playing rugby and stuff, and I can't really remember much else about it. This was only 6 years ago. No. It wasn't 2000. 4 years ago. 4 years. 4 years ago now. Yeah, I'm being dumb. Maths is not my strong suit at all. Talking is. Talking is my strong suit. That's what I say anyway. And light. We have light. And boom. can't the earth just be made of dirt? And it was great, and I loved it. And I just felt really independent, and it was crazy because we were only, well, how old was I then? So I'm 17 now. See, not good at maths. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just saying I'm thinking about it, but I'm not. Let's see. I'm 17. I was 13. I was 13, and I travelled halfway around the world to go to South Africa on my own, without my family. They paid for me and my brother to go, yet and we were treated so independently. It was just ended up like, oh yeah, just meet us back here at such and such a time. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So this is like 60, 70, or up to 80 kids, no older than 16. Just going, yeah, just meet us back here. Yeah, okay, cool. And we did. In these times as well, that's just mad, because South Africa has had some troubles recently, and it was just crazy how trusting the teachers were, or really dumb they were. I'm not too sure. I'm still cut between the two on that. So I think is that a diamond? That is diamonds. Let's get some light on this. Yeah, that's a diamond. Hello. There's a lot of diamonds here. I'm just going to take these. These are mine. Oh no, give me those. These are mine. Right, that's all I wanted. Let's leave. And it was a great holiday. We flew back. It was 3 weeks we were there. I think it was 3. Yeah, that would make sense. I didn't really know anyone before I left. In 2009, one of my best friends moved away at that time, and so I was sort of forced into being nice to everyone, which hasn't stopped. I try to be nice to everyone I meet, and I try to be nice to people who even piss me off beyond belief, and it's hard, especially as I want to just not be there and not be their friends. But I made so many friends on that tour. It was amazing, and I loved it. And if you ever get the opportunity to just go away with your friends, with your school or college, I just eat it up. Just do it. It's amazingly fun. It is just so cool to do. Because like one of my dreams when I was a kid was to fly with all my friends. I didn't know why, but that was one of my best dreams, I guess, was to be going on holiday with all of my friends for no real reason. And when I did, it was just fantastic, even though I had an absolutely killer migraine on the way home, which caused me untold anguish for 12 hours. Even though I was able to get paracetamol, I had paracetamol and it just nerfed it just a tiny little bit. But hey ho, that's the moral of the story is take your own paracetamol. And always seize life. It's fun. Saying a 17-year-old says this, Jesus, nobody's going to believe that. But when you're at school, do everything you possibly can. Make as many friends as you can. Don't make any enemies. Make friends, be happy, and have fun is my best advice. So I'm gonna end it here, end the episode. So how do you do this? F5? Yes. Hello. Let's go this way. As we walk off now into the sunset. Or sunrise. I think it's sunset. Anyway, this is life. This is life. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this, or like it, or dislike it if you don't. So, I'll see you around, guys. Bye.